Hello, my beautiful charm dolls. I'm Ariel Jillian, and welcome to Charm School, where we talk about everything that makes you a beautiful young lady. And today we are talking about confidence. Yes, confidence. What is confidence? And how should a young lady use confidence in her daily life? Okay, so the first thing I want you to know about confidence is that there are two different types of confidence that you can have. And the first one is inner confidence, and the second one is outer confidence. And when you are a well-rounded lady, you'll actually know how to master your inner confidence and your outer confidence. Okay, so we're going to talk about both of these two different types of confidences. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is our outer confidence. And I have a question for you. Do you know what is presence? What is presence? What is your presence? Or what is your aura? So we're going to get into that. When I hear presence, I think about the way people receive you when you enter a room. That is your presence, okay? And maybe you've noticed this in your life or not, but certain people have different presence about them. Think of a auntie that you really love, and whenever you see her, you just think of warm, gentle hugs. You just think of her loving smile. You think of how she greets you. You think of how she treats your family. That is a loving presence. That's someone who exudes outer confidence, okay? And so as well-rounded ladies, we want to practice having a warm and inviting and a comfortable presence, okay? So what does that look like in outer confidence? Well, first, it starts with your posture. How do you sit or how do you stand? Are your shoulders back? Is your neck nice and tall? Okay? When you stand like this, it shows that you're not afraid of threats or anything coming to hurt you. You have your neck high and your shoulders back. This shows that you have high confidence, that you are confident in yourself, okay? And as a woman, that's what we want to exude, okay? And also, how is your speech? So this is another thing of outer confidence, is someone who knows how to speak well, okay? So practice your speech. How do you say your common greetings? Hello, how are you doing? Hi, so nice to meet you. Oh, I'm so glad you came today. Are you pleasant when you talk to new people? Are you pleasant when you greet old friends? Do you have something to say to them? Do you have a nice warm greeting to say to them? Okay, so practice your speech, practice your greetings and your goodbyes, and practice small talk. So what do I mean about small talk? Well, when you meet new people, sometimes it might be awkward to go in depth about their life, but there are certain questions that you can ask to get people to open up to you. So you can ask small questions like, oh, where are you from? Oh, what made you visit here? Do you like this city? What's the favorite part of the city? Ask general questions, and when you ask these general questions, then you can go deeper. You can go deeper into, oh my gosh, I've visited Seattle before. That's where you're from? Oh wow, that's your favorite part of the city? I actually love this park too on this side of the city. Then you can go more deeper into questions, but practice your small talks as well, okay? But also when you're meeting new people or you're in a setting, you don't want to talk too much, okay? You want to say less, you don't want to babble. So if you don't have anything to say, then just be quiet. There's nothing wrong with a woman who is there with her presence, but isn't saying anything. That shows a quiet confidence, okay? When I'm in a room with a lot of people that I don't know, I don't try and talk to every single person in the room. I sit there and one by one, I'll start to get to know people. That shows them that I care about them one-on-one, and I don't want to impress everybody, but I just want to get to know the one person that's in front of me, okay? So the first two things we've learned about outer confidence is your posture and your speech. And the third one is your eye contact. Do you make good eye contact when you're talking to people? Do you make good eye contact when you're listening to somebody? And that's a very big one, because someone may be talking on, and we can get dazed into our thoughts. We can get dazed at what's happening over there, and we can just look, or we can have this bored look on our face. Do you know how to look intently at somebody, giving them full eye contact and full attention? That shows that you're confident. That shows that you know who you are and you care about who is in front of you. Okay, so those are 3 things to really practice. And it's shown that people who sit up taller and people who walk into a room with a presence of confidence, they do much better in school, in their jobs, and friendships and relationships. So it's something that you really should learn how to do. And I'm actually sitting up in my chair to show you what it looks like to have good, confident posture, okay? Because you could sit like this. I could sit like this and talk to you, but would you want to talk to me if I'm sitting like this? Probably not. Would you want to listen to me or listen to my advice if I'm talking like this? Probably not. I look like I'm unsure of myself. I look like I'm bored. I look like I'm lazy. But when you sit up and you sit straight and talk like this, people show you a little bit more respect, okay? So work on that outer confidence, okay? So also what I want you to really think about is, how do you enter a room? Okay, I'm not gonna walk in this video, but I will have videos where I'll show you how to properly enter a room. But think about that confidence when you enter a room. Think about taking up space with your amazing presence, okay? I take pride in really having an opening and welcoming presence about myself. So when I walk in a room, I want people to feel happy that I'm there. I want people to feel safe when they see me walk into a room. I want people to feel like I care about them when I walk into a room, because I have a happy, a warm and inviting presence about myself. Okay, so think about that. What kind of presence do you have when you're walking into a room? Do you have confidence when you're walking into a room? Do you have confidence when you're speaking or listening to other people? Okay, those are all great things. So we talked a little bit about outer confidence, but let's talk about that inner confidence, that self-confidence in ourselves, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about is, are you aware of your thoughts? How do you talk to yourself? Are you someone who badmouths yourself? Are you someone who gives yourself bad compliments? Oh, I don't look very good today. Or why did I do that? I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I'm so forgetful. Ugh, why do I have to always do that? Oh my gosh, I'm just so dumb. Do you talk to yourself like that? Did you know you're actually lowering your self-esteem? You're lowering your self-confidence? Be aware of your thoughts. Now, I know we're human. We make mistakes. We're all sinners. And so we're not perfect. And so we may have situations where we did mess up, or we did forget things, or we did do wrong. But you don't have to self-talk yourself down. You don't. You can acknowledge what you've done wrong, or you can acknowledge what you would like to do better, but get rid of that self-hate talk and just practice the next time you do something, do a little bit better. So then you can congratulate yourself. Let's say I only ran 1 mile and I wanted to run 3. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm so fat and I just can never get this run right, I can say, well, today I didn't do as much as I wanted to, but tomorrow I'm going to run 2 miles. And you see how I turned that around? I didn't say I suck. I didn't say I'm fat. I didn't say I'm so dumb for not doing the workout right. I said, well, I ran 1 mile today. I can do better tomorrow, and I can run 2 miles tomorrow. And within a week, maybe I can run 3 miles again. Okay, it really matters how you talk to yourself. How are you encouraging yourself? Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys know Muhammad Ali, but he just makes me so happy with looking at his old boxing videos because he had the best self-talk ever. When he was boxing and fighting someone, he would be like, I'm the king of the world. He would call himself the king of the world, and he would just have this amazing self-talk about himself, and that's why he was one of the best.
Great. I say now, give us that poetry on number 7. He wanted to go to heaven, so I took him in 7. You took him in 7. I am the king of the world. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I'm pretty. Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. Wait a minute, Cash, wait a minute. You must listen to me. Now listen. I am the devil. All right, hold it. Ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you this. I can't be beat. Joe, wait, hold it. They're throwing the chair, but I don't think so. All right, tell us this. All right, Cash. Thank you. I'm great. Thank you.
Because he really knew how to self-motivate, how to self-encourage himself, okay? Also, to have inner confidence, something that's so important is to not compare yourself to other people. Do not compare yourself to other people, and especially don't compare yourself to celebrities or things of that nature. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Okay, that is the best comparison you can do. Did you do something a little bit better today that you didn't do yesterday? That's a good comparison. Okay, because people's journeys are so different in life. Where you are right now may not be where you are in 10 years. It may not be where you are tomorrow. So you have no idea who you are meant to be. Like God says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So everyone has a divine purpose on this planet. And so just because you may not know what that is right now does not mean it won't happen. And an example I have for this is one of my favorite fashion designers. Her name is Vera Wang, and she makes amazing wedding dresses. And she did not start her fashion design company until she was 40 years old. Yes, 40. And prior to that, she had worked for other fashion agencies, but she did not start her own business until she was 40. And she's one of the best wedding designers that...
Behind every perceived success is always some very significant failure. The importance of failure, however, as many people say, is to learn from it. But to quote Winston Churchill, success is not final and failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
You never know when it's your time to really shine and be of purpose. So until then, don't compare yourself to other people's journeys because you have no idea where their life is taking them. But one thing you can control is you today and being better than you were yesterday. Okay? Next. So this is a big one. For having confidence, it's good to know your strengths. Okay, it's good. And this goes back to talking yourself up, having good self-talk, but know what you are good at, and practice those things you're good at. Acknowledge your weaknesses. Don't criticize yourself. Acknowledge what you need to work on, but always know your strengths and what you're good at. And that will help you gain confidence. That will help you be the best that you can be because you're not always talking yourself down or having fear and having a lot of anxiety. Anxiety comes from when, one, we're comparing ourselves to other people's stories, and two, we just don't have enough of that self-confidence building ourselves up, okay? Also, next one, number 4, there is no perfect. There is no perfection. In this life, we cannot reach perfection in anything. We can strive to be the best that we can be, though. And when you know that, your anxiety lessens and you realize that you are doing the best that you possibly can. And if you're not, there's always tomorrow to do better. Okay? And number 5 is also practice speaking. Like we talked about outer confidence, this will help for inner confidence too. I want you to practice speaking to yourself kindly, sharing your strengths with yourself, sharing your strengths with others. Tell others how you're doing or what you're doing. That will help with your confidence. Nothing ever is perfect, but if you're passionate about something, release it. Share with people what you're doing. Okay? Practice that speech. If you don't practice your speech, it'll never become perfect. So I just kind of started this YouTube thing maybe about a year or 2 years ago. But before that, I was a teacher. And so I would teach in front of students, but I never practiced speaking on camera. This is a skill that I had to develop. Just like you are developing your confidence, speaking, I am developing my speaking. So practice your speech as much as you can. You want to be eloquent. You want to be eloquent in the way that you talk. You want to be gracious. You want to talk firm, but you also want to have a small tone of voice. Okay? All right. Also, never give up. Okay? And this is a big one with confidence. We all go through shortcomings. We all go through bad seasons. We all go through loss. Even like the death of a loved one, that can really hurt you and that can bring you down. I actually lost my dad this year, about 7 months ago, and it was devastating. I was really, really sad. And it took me a while to go back to my passions. It took me a while to go back to work, but I never gave up. I just took that loss and that setback, that heartbreak. I felt the pain. It's good to feel the pain, cry it out, talk it out. I had a very good counselor and I have a very good family support system. And I just gave myself time to heal. Sometimes you may need time to heal over a bad breakup or a bad loss, and that's okay. But never give up. Get back up and start again, and that will give you so much confidence, okay? Sometimes when we fail at things, it's just a redirection of our energy. It's a redirection of where we're going in life. So never, never give up, okay? And so to end this YouTube, I want to encourage you guys with a really great Bible passage that I think is wonderful. And it just shows that God wants us to be confident. And how do we gain that confidence? By having faith. Having faith in Jesus Christ and knowing that with the faith of Jesus, we can do anything on this. All right, so it's Bible time, it's story time. So we are in Ephesians 6, and I'm going to read verse 10 through 17, okay? And this is about the armor of God. And even with that title, doesn't that sound very confident, like putting on the armor of God? Yes, if I had the armor of God on, that just makes me want to sit up tall and have full confidence because I know that I am a child of a king. And when you know you're a child of a king, that brings a confidence that this world can never take away from you. Okay? So let's go ahead and read. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground after you have done everything to stand. Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all flaming arrows to the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of spirit, which is the sword of God. So I hope that was encouraging to you, to let you remember to have you remember that God wants us to be courageous. He wants us to be confident in this life, to know that through Him, we can put on the armor of God and face any type of downfalls or any type of bad things that happen in our life. Okay? So I hope this was encouraging to you, and I hope you have a wonderful and charming day. Bye-bye.